Nora. That video blew up more than I ever expected. I woke up and it was in every fucking paper. It was on the Snapchat story and I was like, ah. I was like, it's good. It's really good because it's obviously, it's getting the exposure, which obviously then means more awareness, this, that and the other. And I was also a little bit scared because I was like, this could come down on me like a ton of bricks. I started to feel like a little bit bad, but then I was like, well, hang on, why am I feeling bad? Everything I said was correct. And I thought, like, really, has anyone been in touch with me since even finishing to check if I'm alright? Nope. So, never mind. But I just want you to know that I've seen every single message and there's literally been thousands of you and I've cried so many times, shocked. Like, it's just a response that I never expected. I thought, you know, maybe a few people will see it and it might help them and it might help their mindset a little, but I never expected the response I've received. I'm rambling a lot in this video, but for those of you who understood my message and where I was coming from, thank you so much. Obviously, I knew it was always going to be a controversial topic. You were going to have your diehard fans who were going to say, you know, she's talking shit, whatever. The thing that people can't take away from me is I know that I've got a good heart and I know that my intentions are pure. And I know that I'm always going to be an activist for the things that I think are right over wrong. And I will stick up for those things. I'm very opinionated. I've got my own mind. And there's a lot of people who don't like that about me. And they don't like it about women in general. And I'm never ever going to please those people. You see, the thing is, if I just sat back and sat quiet and didn't say anything, people would still think that I was that person that I was portrayed as. And I'm not. And I've got every right to stand up for myself and say, do you know what? This is the real me. I want people to like me for the real me and I want people to dislike me for the real me. But yeah, I'm just learning that you can't please everyone. But it just baffles me because I just think, why would you invest your energy in going onto someone's page and saying, do you know what? You're rubbish, you need to stop this. Like, fair enough, that's your opinion, but you've used energy and time on that. Why would you not then go and find a creator whose content you adore, watch that creator, comment on it and say, do you know what, I'm really enjoying what you're doing, like, keep doing you. Why would you want to waste time making someone feel bad when you could go and make someone feel good? I don't know, it baffles me, but I've let people repress me in the past and I've let people tell me you're this, you're that, and I've started to believe them. But no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to believe these people because I know me and I know why I do things. I do just quickly want to talk about the things that have happened as a result of that video, which are exactly what I wanted to happen, so I couldn't be more pleased, really. First of all, I've had people reach out to me from every single show imaginable, whether it's been publicly, a lot of it's been privately, but I've had people reach out to me from Love Island, X on the Beach, Geordie Show, The Only Way is Essex. I've basically had at least one person from every show, to be honest more though, reach out to me and say, do you know what, Sarah, I could relate to every single thing you said in that video. And I'm so glad that someone's finally came out and said it because there is a lot of people who were scared to say it. I even had someone message me, and I'm not going to name her obviously, but you will know who she is. And she said that since television, she's felt so depressed and so suicidal and she's struggled so much to get back into work. She's now getting treated for that. And I think she thought she was completely on her own until she's seen that video. Like, the amount of people that have said they cried watching it, and it's bittersweet because it makes me really upset, but it also, I know that I've touched people in the right way because of that response. There will be changes now. I've had people reach out to me who worked on that show with me and they've said, do you know what, Sarah, I witnessed that happen and that wasn't right and I'm really sorry that I didn't do more. Or they've said, I knew that you needed that medication, I should have fought harder to get you it. I've had people message me who are saying they're going to work in television, they've got jobs on shows, and they've said, I'm going to make sure that no one feels the way that you did. That is exactly the response that we need. And there's more and more people messaging me saying, I'm watching Big Brother in a complete different light now after what you've said. Positive, these are positive results. And there's also been a slightly darker side whereby a lot of people have messaged me telling me about their own struggle with mental health and their depression and their anxiety. and it fully breaks my heart so much, but I need to tell you all that you aren't alone in any way, because I couldn't even imagine like the amount of people who've turned to me and said, I feel the exact same. You fight it on your own because you think it's just me. You don't realise there's so many of us. So many of us, and if we can all come together, a problem shared is a problem halved, and I'm here for every single person. If you can still see bad in what I did after hearing the response, then that is your problem. Like, I will never ever be able to please you. So yeah, to the people who were telling me stop doing YouTube, no! To the people who are telling me to take your piercings out, absolutely not. To the one ignoramus that keeps commenting on my videos, telling me to put my tits away and wear higher cut tops, tell you what, this one's for you. Let's go. Bernie asks, what is your hair routine? As you can see, non-existent. I literally wear a hat all the time. Like, my friends laugh at me, they're like, why are you a little boy? And I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like firstly I look better in a hat, and secondly, like, hair, can't be asked to do it. If I do want it to look nice, I'll go and get a blow dry. Sky asks, do you think you will rekindle your relationship with Zahida? I would hope that me and Zahida can rekindle our relationship, because I feel like a lot of people don't know, but we were so close before we filmed that. We were literally like, she was one of my best friends, and I loved her so much. I loved her company, that environment. It got to her a little, and yeah, you know, she did snake me. I would never want to do anything to make Z feel upset or make her feel hate. It's so tough, because to be honest, like, the trust, it's really hard. I don't really like talking about this because I actually love her so much as a person, and I would like to hope that it was just the environment and like everything gets your head in there, people talk to you. But I do also sit back and think, you know, my day ones, like my friends who I've had since school, they were like, we just never ever disrespect each other. We've always got each other's backs, and that's what a best friend is to me. If I feel like we can one day get back to that stage, then I would love to have Z back in my life. Ryan asks, what is your dream car? Right, I've had the Yaris since I passed, and like, me and the Yaris are one. I'm known for it. People laugh at it because it looks like a fucking iron. I feel such an emotional connection to it. We've been through so much together. But I've always wanted a 4x4. How weird. I'm not even I'm not even asked if it's like a cool like gangster one. Like, all I want is for my car to be high up. When I get on the bus, I love to sit on the high up seats at the back. Like, I love to get on coaches and be high up. I just love to be high up. So I really want a 4x4. It doesn't have to be a cool one. I'll get a nerdy one. I don't care. Charlotte asked, would you ever consider doing makeup tutorials for YouTube? Yeah, I would actually. A lot of people have been asking that. At the minute, my routine's very minimal. I don't like to have a lot of coverage. I used to have such a passion for makeup. It used to be what I used to do. I used to do makeup in the salon. I do have the odd day where I wake up and think, like, I want to do, like, the smokiest of all eyes, featuring a glow that can be seen by the sun. So when I have one of those days, I might just film it for yous. My ways of makeup aren't conventional. I know I don't do things the right way. Amy says, do you miss Geordie Shore? No! Geordie Shore World asks, do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I do actually. I have an older sister called Katie, and she's 30. We're like chalk and cheese, so she's like really sensible, like totally got her life together, like lives with her fiance. But I feel like she's a little bit more like introverted than me, whereas I'm more of an idiot. I'm more of like a free spirit. I live my life very differently to Katie, but that's fine. Sometimes I wish I could be more like Katie, and I bet sometimes Katie wishes she could be more like me. Reese says, who was your best friend on Geordie Shore? I'll be honest, right, I loved every single one of the cast in a different way. I really did bond with everyone. I feel like Marnie and Sophie definitely did mother us as well, and like proper took us in as their own. But honestly, I loved every single one of them a different way. I've got, like, people always like, do you have beef with any of them? And I'm like, no. When people say it's like a family, it was like a family. Like, you'll argue like a family, but you still have that respect for each other like a family. Geordie Memes asks, why did you join Geordie Shore knowing what it was like after X on the Beach? This is a interesting one, because X on the Beach, in my experience, I feel like it was ran a lot better. I felt a lot more taken care of. There wasn't obviously that pressure. Like, I knew the concept of the show. I knew exactly what I was letting myself in for with that. But on the other hand, I don't know if I actually agree with the concept of X on the Beach, because literally, right, sit and think about it. What would it do to you to see the person that you're still in love with sleep with someone else? If you can sit and tell me that that would not cause you emotional trauma, then you either didn't love that person, you're very, very cold, teach me how to be like you, or you're lying. That has the potential to cause a lot of damage. It really does. But yeah, I need to actually answer the question. So when I went in for it, I was obviously picturing my experience from X, which wasn't actually all that bad. I mean, Martin, for one, I was only together with him for about 3 days before he got kicked off. For the rest of that time, I just chilled out. I just had a holiday, man. Like, some people in there were really struggling because the fucking loves of their lives are coming out of the water and we're having to watch them have sex with other people. But I say this, like, please tell me, if someone told you you were gonna go on a show and you would literally make absolute peas, there's not many of you, I believe, if you say you wouldn't do that. But like I've continually said, I believe in every working environment you should be treated with respect, you should be treated like a person, your feelings should be considered, and you should not be a disposable number. Someone says, do you still speak to anyone from X or Geordie Shore? Right, you'll be astonished. I have made a lot of best friends through these experiences, I really have. Amy Cook from X on the Beach, you know, the ginger girl. Fucking love her, absolute diamond. I'm still really good friends with Vicky Patterson, Cammy Lee, Holly Rickwood. I go and stay with her all the time, absolutely love them. And I still speak to the majority of the people from Geordie. Kearns, if I'm saying that right, says, if you knew how vulnerable you already were, why would you put yourself forward for such a show? You can't say you didn't know, as it is obvious what they do in these shows. Very nicely articulated, Kearns. Firstly, you don't put yourself forward. They've got casting teams. They specifically look for people who they know they want to interview. I would be very surprised if they've ever hired anyone that ever put themselves forward through an application. So obviously I was scouted because I'd previously done X on the Beach. I was scouted for X on the Beach because I was a nutter that loved Martin, so I guess I kind of got lucky, to be honest. Like, comments like, you can't say you didn't know as it's obvious, are like the sort of comments like, I expect you adopt the same sort of mentality as girls that walk down the street at night on their own are asking for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, use your head, mate. I don't care if it's obvious what they do in these shows. Does that make it right? No. Have I stood up against it, said exactly what my experience was, and have things started to change? Yes. Moving on. Oh my god, I haven't got a top on, I'm gonna put the top back on. But I'm only putting the top back on because I'm slightly cold. I'm not putting this top back on for fucking, what's her name, who thinks she's in a position to tell me how to dress, how to think, how to act. Yolandi asks, which hair colour has been your favourite? I love being a ginger. I really don't know why. I've never done it before. It's the only hair colour I've never been. And I just feel like I should have shot out the womb with red tresses. I've warmed to it. Erin Cochran, what would be your dream job? I think about this constantly, you know. If we're going on terms of literal dream and not needing any technical ability at all, I would love to be on the stage. But I've never been actually technically good at like dancing and singing. But in a dream world, I would love to play Velma Kelly in Chicago. When I was little, I had my hair cut just like her because I loved her so much. Nick Page asks, what is your sexuality? I'm straight. I've had experiences with girls, and I wouldn't say that I wasn't attracted to them, but in terms of like loving like actual romantic vibe, I'm more into boys. All the actual partners that I've had have been male, but that's not to say that I would never go out with a girl in the future. It's just, I feel like you fall in love with someone for their personality, but then obviously you need the sexual attraction. That's very important too. At the minute, I couldn't see myself getting into a relationship with a girl, but I do think girls are hot. Amy Lynch asks, what kind of music / bands do you listen to? Right, I literally listen to everything, and I can appreciate every kind of music. This is such a cop-out answer, but I can appreciate anything from fucking classical to musical theatre to fucking tech to fucking house to fucking emo to fucking goth to fucking metal. I like everything. I really do. I can appreciate a bit of everything. I would say the stuff that I mostly listen to though, I listen to quite a lot of indie. Like, I know people think that's like really uncool, but I actually do really like indie bands. I used to love going to like Leeds Festival every year, and that sort of music makes me really happy. I would actually like to do, I might do like a public like Spotify playlist and just bang in a few like songs and stuff that I like to listen to. think that would be cool. But I will say I'm not as up to date with music as I used to be. When I was a teenager, I was heavy into music. Like, I knew every band, I knew every song, every fucking album. I was bang on it. But now, I didn't have a laptop for years, so I didn't really like download music. I would just kind of stream it, and I would just kind of like, I'd go to a lot of events because a lot of my friends are into like disco and like tech and house, and they DJ and they run their own events, so I like to go down and support them, and I really enjoy that type of music. But I wouldn't say I'm like massively educated on it. I don't know a lot of the tunes, but I do enjoy them. I don't know, like I used to be really cool with music, and now I'm like not as cool, but I listen to a lot of like old stuff. This answer's weird. I'm moving on. JN Rid asks, what's your favourite TV shows? I don't actually watch a lot of TV. I was addicted to Love Island this season, I will admit, but who wasn't? I even went to the local to watch it. They streamed it like on the big screen. Like, how funny is that? Like, imagine us all in Jasmine like drinking pints and watching Love Island. This shows the actual extent of my commitment issues. I'm uncomfortable with shows that have lots and lots of episodes. For instance, I used to watch Pretty Little Liars, and I just thought, fuck me, am I ever going to get to the end of this? There's literally a million episodes. I don't have the time, don't have the energy, so I'll just start watching a new show. I'm quite OCD, so like I have to start at the very start. And also there's another reason why I don't watch television. So you know how people just bang a programme on 10 minutes in? I could never ever do that. That is death. If I haven't watched it from the very start, I can't watch it, for instance. So if I'm watching a series and I miss an episode, like a soap, I can't watch it again until I've fully caught up. So it's too much of a pattern. I just like to watch YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube. Mr. and Mrs. SB, would you like to be a spokesperson for mental health? Do you think it's a forgotten illness? I think it's getting a lot more coverage now than it ever did, and I hate to think about people in the past who've really suffered in silence. I would love to do everything that I can to raise awareness. I always said, like, if I ever end up with a platform of people listening, I will use that for good. Public speaking is something that massively scares me, and I would have to actually overcome an obstacle to be able to stand in front of a room like physically full of people and talk about it. But I feel like it's something that, if it's gonna help people, it's something that I need to overcome. And I am actually in talks with a couple of charities about how I can come forward and help them and help other people, so it's definitely something that's on the horizon. I'm Liv Johnson asks, how did you even get the balls to start YouTube? I honestly don't know. I wish you could have seen us when I uploaded that first video. I like uploaded it and I just like shut the laptop and I was like I couldn't look at the response for a good 20 minutes, and then I looked and people were being so nice and everyone was so proud of us, and I was like, what the fuck? I thought people would just take the piss. I know for a fine fact that there's gonna be a lot of people like who don't like me and they've watched it and they will have took the piss. It'll be in a few group chats, but I just think like their energy has been wasted on me. I'm doing good, I'm living good, honey. This is a really good one. The username's a bit rude. It says actually I swear on this channel all the time, why am I being a fucking pussy? Fuck with myself is the username. Is there anything you learned whilst on TV that has helped you or since impacted you? Yes, I will say this actually. You learn a lot about yourself. You are forced to constantly analyse the things that you do. You're like under a microscope, and including like you look at yourself and you think, wow, like that's how I react to that situation, that's how I cope with that. Do you know what I mean? And you're kind of forced to like look at yourself and think, right, well that's not normal, so I need to change that. I could do this better. It kind of goes like that. So what I learned about myself was that I was really soft. I was letting people hurt me, like toxic people. I learned kind of just to like cut those people off, and I learned that you really can't please everyone and you've just got to fully be yourself. And the people that like you for you are the people that you want in your life anyway. And I also learned some things that I was doing wrong. I learned that I was very insecure and I was very angry, and those are horrendous qualities to have about yourself, so I changed those things about myself. So it is like, it sounds so stupid, but it can be quite like a spiritual experience. Moving on. No Friend Nelly says, my name is Isabel and my best friend is Lucy. Hiya! And I really love you and Geordie show. What's it like being on the show? Would you say it's a good experience? Would you ever do it again? Also, I really love you and my goal in life is to be on Geordie show. Firstly, I would say, please don't make that your goal in life. Please make your goal in life to find something you're so passionate about that it makes you happy. Whether that be television, that's your prerogative. If that's what makes you happy, go for it. But don't make your life to be specifically to be on one show, because You're better than that. You are better than that. I'm Liv Johnson says, how many piercings do you have? I've got the obvious on my face. I've got my ears done. I've got that done. I've got the top of my ear done. I did have my belly done. It gets infected every time and falls out. It's very fucking annoying. I used to have my tongue done. It's like scarred now. Like, how ill. Do you know what? When I got my tongue done, it like rejected, and you have like a training bar and it's this big, and my tongue used to raise to meet the bar. It was like a big fat tongue, and I just thought, like, why am I putting myself through this? Like, and I took it out, really annoying, because it actually looked so sick. I might get it redone, like, in front of something. I don't know. Luke Westgate says, will you come out for my birthday on Saturday? I'm in Croatia! Oh, how dare you have your birthday? Change your day of birth. Rude. SW Megs asks, growing up, what did you imagine your job to be? I used to tell my mum I was going to be a Hollywood actress and that I was going to have white carpet. And I was also a very weirdly religious child because I went to a Catholic school. And I thought, like, because obviously they used to teach you about God all the time, I just thought that every child, like, loved God, and I used to talk about God all the time as well. Really weird. Just for the record, now I'm an atheist. And my mum used to be like, I was really concerned that you were going to grow up to be a nun because you were literally obsessed with God. It's kind of cute, also creepy. Never mind. Amy Wilson asks, if you were ever asked to do reality television, would you do it again? Firstly, I'm never gonna get asked again. That is absolutely no one's concern. I'm probably fucking blacklisted now. But no, unfortunately not. I've tried it. I've tried it 3 times. Geordie Shore was filmed 2 parts. I did X on the Beach. It was alright for a quick fix of money, but both times, long term, it was too much. I couldn't handle it. Some people can handle it. That's absolutely cool. I can't personally. But what I do really want to do, I kind of want to start my own reality show. Just like through YouTube maybe. I've been thinking about it. I think it would be really cool. Because my friends are the most entertaining, interesting, cultured individuals you could ever meet. And I would love to, if they would let us, just like film our kind of day-to-day life. You know, kind of like what people do on Snapchat. But without all the added pressure and without all the bullshit. I would love to see how it would turn out. And I would love to kind of edit it in. I just think that would be really cool. That's something that I do really want to do. I don't know how to say this person's username at all. But they asked, do you have any tattoos? Right, I've got quite a few tattoos and they're all shit. They are so shit. I've got one on my ankle, little bow. It's matching with one of my best friends, which is cute in that sense, but I got it done in my glove when I was like little and like, it's ill. I've got stars here. I've got the stars because I genuinely love stars. Like, I'm such a hippie. I love the stars in the sky. And I love to go to places where there's no street lights so I can actually have a look at the stars. And I feel like they do mean a little something to me. And I don't actually think they're that bad looking. Everyone else is a tacky, but I got them because I like them. I've got a tattoo down my spine. It goes all the way from the top to the bottom. It does say a quote that's actually really important to me that I never, like, it's so small, it's in English, but people can't read it because it's so small, and I like that. Like, it's something that's personal to me. It's not the best looking though, like, it needs redone, like where the bra straps rubbed in it. And I've got one on my belly, which is like, it says life is beautiful. It's pretty bonny, but when I got it I was teeny tiny, so I got it here on my hip, right, and now I've expanded. It looks like it's just in the centre of my stomach. Right, this is a good one. Hoodoo asks, what helps you when you have a panic attack? In the past, because my dad also suffered with anxiety, if I had a panic attack I would always ring my dad, or I would go and see my dad and he would like completely calm us down, but I was very reliant upon him. And it got to the point, like, I'm having so many panic attacks. It gets to a point where you need to have a way to tackle it on your own. And there was one time I had one so bad that I still to this day believe I nearly died of it. I feel like I actually nearly induced a heart attack. Like, it was the worst I've ever felt. Like, things started to go, like, nearly started to black out. Like, I thought, I'm gonna actually fully induce a heart attack because of this. Literally, the best thing you could do is obviously your breathing techniques. So, like, someone taught me in school, if you breathe in and think of the word peaceful, so like peaceful, and you breathe out and you think being, it kind of like distracts your head and gets you to be able to breathe. So it's like peaceful, being, and then do the other way, being, peaceful. And sometimes I just think about that when my head starts to go and I need to calm down. I just think about that for myself, and I think it's really nice. But also there's this technique whereby you acknowledge your surroundings and you identify things. So you think of like the senses, so you think, what's something I can touch, what's something I can see, what's something I can smell, what's something I can taste, and it kind of grounds you, and I feel like that really helps too. Emily Emily asked, did you just lose the game? I can't cope with this, right? So me and Emily used to go to school together and we've had the game. If you know what the game is, it's just the game. We've had the game going on since like year 9 and now I've fully just fucking lost the game. But now, if you're watching this, Emily, have you not just lost the game? So, joke's on you. You win £10 million, but you can only buy things beginning with the first letter of your name. What would you buy? S. Like, I know this is really stupid, but the only thing I can think of that I like with an S is salsa. So I'll probably buy loads of salsa. Boys Bostock. What does that mean? Very intriguing. You have 12 hours left on the earth before it gets destroyed. What do you do? I'd fucking party. Who wouldn't party? I would party hard. Sam asks, what is your main goal in life? It's so weird because my priorities have changed over the years. Like, I used to think I would be happy if I fell in love, which is so stupid. I'm going to do an entire video on this actually. Like, I used to look for happiness in relationships and I used to think, oh my god, like if I find like the one, like that'll make me so happy. And that is so fucking untrue. You need to be happy in yourself before you can be happy with someone else. So, and then my main goal was like career, and then my priorities got really skewed and my main goal was just to get fucked up all the time. Now, ghost. Now my main goal in life is to find happiness and to find my passion. But my main goal is to be happy. That should be everyone's main goal. Like, I could have sold my soul and like lived a life of like, I could have just, you know, like to please like my parents, whatever. I could have just got like your everyday job. But I know in my heart I'm such a free spirit and I need to constantly be doing weird stuff. And I could have like went down that route and I would have pleased everyone else, but I wouldn't have pleased me. So all I want to do is find peace and find happiness, and I find a little bit more of it every day. I really do. It's hot now, you know, I might take your fucking top off again. This is an interesting one. Spiritual B Kelly. I actually met this girl on my Australian tour and she's got pink hair and she's a fucking angel. If you could give any advice to a young girl like yourself considering going on a reality TV show, what would it be? My advice would be, if that's what you want to do, you do it. If your absolute main goal and you've always thought, I want to be a reality television star, give it a go if you feel like your head's strong enough. But the second someone tries to take your actual identity off you, or they try to make you say something you don't want to say, or they just fucking completely disregard your rights as a human, then just stop and think, is this really what I want? Or maybe even do it and try and change the game, like try and be the realest reality star that's ever been, who can be an inspiration for little girls and little boys and old women and nanas and grannies and uncles and dogs. Rosie asks, is anything happening with you and Marty? No! Like, me and Marty have absolutely zero romantical feelings for each other. And this sounds a bit incest, but I sort of feel like he's my brother at times. Like, we argue, we scream at each other. I fucking hate that kid sometimes. I could fucking, honestly, I hate him sometimes. But I also love him because he's been a big part of my life. And he's taught me so much about myself. And even though he totally fucked me up for a while, I understand as an empathetic person why he did that and how he could have done that. And I'm mature enough to forgive him. That was a good answer. I'm so mature. I'm such a woman. Okay, this next question is from Danny Mansuti and I'm fangirling so hard. Oh my god. Because basically, right, I've always followed Danny. I loved her YouTube videos. She's probably one of the first people that I started watching. I think I stumbled across Danny's channel when I was obviously going through anxiety and I was looking for how other people had dealt with it. And like, you know, one of those people where you just actually like live for their content. Like, I actually enjoy it so much. And she tweeted me when I was on Geordie show saying Sarah's my favourite, and I was like shook to the core because I was like, what the fuck, like, no. And now she's watched my video. She watched my video. What the fuck? Anyways, me darling, this one's for you. Throughout all the negatives that reality TV brought to your life, what's one positive thing you'll always appreciate from it? One main positive thing that it has brought to my life is a network of absolute soldiers and people, the bravest people who've came forward and said, look, I feel like that as well. And now I want to take all these people under my wing and I want all of these people to take me under their wing. And that actually is priceless. You've got to remember, like, without that platform, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't be brave enough to start a channel. So everything happens for a reason. And I feel like it's put me on a good path. I can't believe you asked this question. I need to come down to Brighton and have cocktails and meat beans. NUFC David asked, are Newcastle going to win the league? Babe, of course we're not going to win the fucking league. We didn't win out. Positivity breeds positivity. So every time I'm seeing a fucking magpie, best believe I'm saluting him. I really enjoyed filming that Q&A. I'm so happy that I get to share the real me with you. Like, you don't even understand like how happy I am. Please don't hate on me for taking my top off at the start of the video. Like I say, I'm a fucking feminist, and there's not nobody on this planet is gonna tell me how to dress, what to cover, what I can and can't expose. Guess what? I like my boobs. I like boobs, and mine are impeccable. There's something about myself that I actually like, and the fact that someone tried to like bring me down and like make me think, oh my god, I'm gonna wear a fucking polo neck for the rest of my videos. I am not. Okay? Right, I'm gonna go now. Bye. YouTube is the savagest, like, so much more savage than Instagram, so much more savage than Twitter. The trolls on here are lit.